Greetings from the DPH HR People Development Team. Performance appraisal season is here. We wanted to share a brief set of timely reminders, tools, and resources to help you feel prepared. In Module 1, we will outline the foundations of effective management. In Modules 2 and 3, we will focus on performance planning and performance appraisals, respectively. For managers to effectively manage employee performance, they must first examine their own management style and ensure that they are proactively creating an environment where employees can be productive and engaged. Let's do a quick reflection. Close your eyes and reflect on a time in your professional life when you had an awesome boss. That could be now, at a prior job, or your first job at the ice cream store. When you think about that awesome manager, what comes to mind? Why was this person an awesome boss? What did they do or not do? Now open your eyes and jot down their awesome qualities. Perhaps you have already integrated those qualities or tools into your management style. Decades of organizational research and lived experiences of managers and employees all tell us about 5 universally applicable qualities on how to be an awesome manager. Humility. Don't let the numbers in front of your name or the letters after your name define your management style. Remain curious and present yourself as a learner, not an expert. Ask for solutions before telling people what to do. Communication. Clear is kind. It is a manager's job to provide clear, consistent, and unbiased feedback for employees to succeed at their job. Develop a culture of open feedback by asking for feedback, not just giving feedback. Conflict resolution. Conflict in the workplace is inevitable. Learn the tools to identify and address conflict in your team in a timely, respectful, and effective manner. As a manager, you cannot dig your head in the sand if teammates are having personality conflicts, cultural misunderstandings, or if an employee's underperformance is creating additional work for others, causing frustration and resentment. You'll need to address a gamut of simple and complex conflicts. HR is here to help, and you will also be required to take the first step. If you're looking for conflict resolution skills, contact People Development Team for relevant workshops and consultation. DPH policies. As a manager, you're expected to know the DPH and CCSF workplace policies, including those on the DPH Code of Conduct and the CCSF Employee Handbook. For example, policy on romantic relationships in the workplace, policy on absenteeism, HIPAA, harassment, discrimination, retaliation, EEO policy, and more. Consult with the People Development Team in HR if you're unsure about all workplace policies. In addition to knowing yourself, it is your responsibility to regularly remind your teams about these policies that are created to ensure a safe, inclusive, and productive workplace for all employees. Use team meetings to review different policies. Regular policy reminders help employees remain accountable towards their performance and conduct at work. Team agreements. Policies often seem top-down and abstract. Managers can encourage their team to develop their own simple team agreements based on each employee's needs and expectations from their work environment and their colleagues. Team agreements can be as simple as all virtual or phone meetings should be held outside the office cubicle space. 2. All staff will be available via email or Teams during core work hours between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Your amazing boss probably did not use the same management style or strategies for all their employees. Each employee is unique in their skill and motivation levels, depending on where they are in their professional journey. And that is why it is important for you to practice situational leadership. What does this mean? Simply that your management style should reflect the level of skill and motivation each employee brings to the job. Some employees may require more direction, while others may need more coaching or delegating. Employee motivation, or ability to perform, may be impacted by forces outside of work. The pandemic has blurred the lines between the professional and personal spaces for many of us. Managers should contact HR Leaves team or the HR Regional Accommodations team to support the employee. Now that we've discussed 6 foundational management practices, let's talk more specifically about performance management by using the Performance Planning and Appraisal Report, or PPAR. Each year, PPAR season comes and goes. Managers and employees get equally anxious about scores and comments in the PPAR. But for our new managers, what is PPAR, and why is it stressful for some of us? PPAR is Performance Planning and Appraisal Report. Managers are required to complete a PPAR for each employee on their team, not just for those who are underperforming to give them critical feedback, or for those who are overperforming to shower them with praises. Why do we complete PPARs? The purpose of a PPAR is threefold. 1. To collaboratively plan your employees' key duties and deliverables for the new fiscal year. 2. To appraise the employee's performance on the planned duties and deliverables at the end of the fiscal year. Inform your employee about their performance as a way to build morale, appreciate and recognize their hard work, or to help identify performance gaps to improve skills, or to document your employee's excellent work so that they can use the PPAR to meet the minimum qualifications for future promoted positions. 3. To document an employee's poor performance. Note that you can only document poor performance if you inform them about their performance expectations and goals at the start of the fiscal year and then gave them constructive feedback and resources to improve performance throughout the year. This documentation is critical to help employee improve and, in worst-case scenario, work with labor relations to initiate progressive discipline if an employee's performance is not improving. When should managers complete PPARs? Plan at the start of the fiscal year or start of probation when a new employee joins. Appraise at the end of the fiscal year or when a new employee's probation ends. How should a manager develop and complete a PPAR? We will discuss how to effectively plan and appraise your employees' performance in a collaborative, respectful, and clear manner. First, let's take a look at PPAR forms. Go ahead and type the Teeny URL address in a separate tab and hit Enter. This is the PPAR section in the DPH HR SharePoint site. Here you will find a ton of PPAR info, including forms. Please pay attention to the 2 forms here, one for the current fiscal year and one for the upcoming fiscal year. You will use the current fiscal year form to complete the appraisal of your employee based on their performance in the past fiscal year. And you will use the upcoming fiscal year form to start planning their key performance goals for the new fiscal year. These forms are nearly identical. The form can be a little confusing at first. There are simple instructions for each section of the form for you to know when you will complete which section and how.